show production schedule was pretty tight, and with the amount of time that we had and the budget, I think the outcome was amazing.
Usually we try to shoot around 5 locations in a day, which is kind of hectic.
Reality television was the way to shoot this show, because we wanted the magic to be as authentic as possible. Have the people on the street react genuinely to what I do. And a lot of these people have no idea what's about to happen when suddenly they're blown away by something which is happening right in front of their eyes.
These are real people, this is our real locations, there's no sets, there's no staged things.
In Vegas we met a lot of drunk people on the Strip, and that was quite an experience, trying to keep them in check while filming magic and catching their reactions. I mean, you can even see in some of the shots, people with like these huge yard-long glasses in their hand, and they're just completely off their head.
Shooting a show like that gives you access to a lot of places you would never go otherwise. I remember a day when I was at the Monte Carlo casino, and all security cameras on the casino floor were pointing at me because we were just about to do a little thing where we cheated on a blackjack table. And sure enough, they invited us just a few moments later to go into the control room and look at the actual security camera footage at the casino. That was very cool.
So we had an all-access pass to the Halloween parade. With the cameras, it was great. Everyone was reacting really well to the cameras. Everyone wanted to be on the show. It was a great experience.
Shooting in New York, sometimes it's really hard to get the locations and to get people to participate in giving you their store or their restaurant for an hour or two to shoot some magic. I remember we were down on Canal Street trying to get this watch stand from this Bangladeshi vendor. And now this particular guy, we had to show how the trick was done. Otherwise he would not have participated in it or let us use his premises. So sure enough, once we turned the cameras on, he would step into the frame and expose the secret to the audience members which is gathered. So that piece never made it in the show.
We're shooting in Las Vegas in the desert, in the Mojave Desert. We had a helicopter that was buzzing around Marco doing these 360-degree spins.
A lot of times the audience members are very accepting of us and always like to participate. But sometimes you get to the situation, though, is that if you choose a location that's not really populated, I believe there was one time we were in Flushing Meadows and we couldn't find anyone, so we had to stroll around for about an hour to find a family to participate in the walking on water.
A lot of times Marco will call me in the middle of the night and say, hey, you know, tomorrow we'll have a great trick, or and when I show up, they'll explain, Marco or Doc will explain the trick, and it can sometimes become quite challenging. Like the walking on water, it got kind of cold outside. It was the beginning of winter, and I had to stand in water waist high in a wetsuit, and it took me, I think, about 20 minutes to get feeling in my feet back after the tape.
Magic is a universal language which is spoken everywhere. I travel a lot, and wherever I go, once people see just a little bit, they can't get enough. There are many different kinds of magic. Close-up magic is very intriguing, it's very direct, it's very close to the people. And people really respond very strongly to it. It's a very natural way of doing magic, where you can just be yourself and enjoy it together with the people. In a parlor magic setting or in a stage magic setting, it's really more a theatrical thing. It's using choreography, using costumes, using props or scenery, and making it in a little bit more of an immersive experience. You can really freak people out in that way, or you can give them a really incredible, beautiful experience. There's a very natural evolution in magic, and I think the way technology evolves, so does magic evolve with it. As new tools, theatrical tools or technological tools, become accessible to the general audience, it becomes accessible to us, to the magicians. For example, I use computer animation, and I somehow blend the area between what is real and what is on the screen. So it becomes a fusion of a movie and a live performance. You take it into the screen and suddenly anything is possible.
When you have a really tight production schedule, and you have locations that you have permission for, and you only have, for example, one spectator at that location, you only have one shot to get the trick right. For example, in the Vegas episode where the wedding band vanishes and appears in Marco's sunglasses, we had a wedding chapel. We had one shot of that trick, and so we really had to rehearse that trick before we shot it with the cameraman, with the sound guy, with everyone, just to make sure that it came out perfectly. And we got lucky. It worked out really well, actually.
I remember times when we thought we just came up with the best possible trick, but some tricks just don't translate properly for camera. There were a few times where we just had to cut our losses and try something else. Once in a while you will come across a segment which we call the magician's point of view. In that segment, you actually learn a trick. We're not just giving away the secret. We give you a trick you can actually do. So in a minute or two, you get a concept for a trick and you see how it is performed, and you can just go out and show it to your friends.
We have these great segments in the show called POVs, and the magic that's taught in there is some of it's very original stuff, which is fine. A lot of magicians would get angry for teaching magic on TV, but in the end, if the ideas are your own, then of course, you can give them away. It's not like you're affecting anyone else's magic career. The thing about magic is a lot of the stuff that's on the show that Marco performs is extremely difficult to perform, and it really requires a professional magician to do it. The stuff that we teach, though, is stuff that you can learn very easily and instantly, so that you watch it and about 2 minutes later you can be performing those very same magic tricks. One of the other great things about working the show is a lot of magicians wanted to contribute some of their material. So we had a lot of access to unpublished material, which is a big thing. A lot of magicians keep their material and their secrets close to their hearts. So we had a lot of great ideas from a lot of great magicians.
It was just wonderful to have access to all this material and to be able to make it fit into our series. Well, after a while, the project became almost like a magnet for talented people in the field. We had so many magicians volunteer to be part of this, to donate tricks or to be guests in the show. I think we had more than 20 guests throughout the series. It gave me an opportunity to work with some of the most up-and-coming new magicians, as well as working with some of my heroes, which my all-time favorite magicians like Johnny Thompson or Jeff McBride or Lance Burton was a guest on the show. Which is like a fantastic experience.
The magic guests we had were awesome. We had a huge variety of different performers. We had Jeff Sheridan, Simon Lovell, lots of different magicians with completely different backgrounds and different material. All of them have extremely different personalities, and which made it interesting to work with them.
Well, one of the fundamental differences of doing magic for a live audience or doing magic on TV is that on TV, I never mess up. Or we don't show you the clips where I actually messed up. Do it again.
It was actually a really wonderful project to work on. I got to really experience a lot of different types of magic I'd never worked with before. Marco's a really great guy to work with. He's extremely creative, and the ideas we came up with in the show are, I think, are pretty awesome. But I definitely think that Marco's show will definitely have an influence on people that are getting into magic these days. I mean, once the magic bug bites you, it's you just look everywhere and anywhere to find to be influenced, and Marco definitely can do that to you.
Doing it by myself, start to finish, was really what I've set out to do with this series. Combining all the things I really like, which are performing and going out and being with my friends, shooting video, editing it, playing with computer graphics, and then mixing it all up and making it to a finished product. As a magician, you're almost like a torero in an arena fighting a bull. You're always as good as your last performance. So for a traveling magician like myself, it's a wonderful opportunity to actually put something onto tape and be done with it, like a finished product, something I could look at in a couple of years from now and say, that wasn't that bad.